Welcome, family. Hope all is well with you. Like me, like me. Recognizing my mind to a whole new level. And sometimes vibration seems within your soul, awakening to all those lives forward. Helping you to realize that you was only hypnotized and mesmerized, programming. Let that sink in. Programming. Deep, deep. Yeah, yeah. I want you the right way, not the wrong way. Okay. Take back your mind, take back your soul, take back your heart. What you want me. Yeah, yeah. This life, I want your highest, not your lowest. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I want you to be your higher self, not your lower self. So let's get into it, family. Let's talk about this domino effect. Why? First, I want to go into some things that people call taboo, but it's real. These things are real, and I kind of hit on it with a little short poem I wrote about ice cold water. You can't let people who have dirty hands, because in the physical, when their hands are dirty, you get sick. But if you can't see the spiritual dirtiness that they have, you really don't want to get involved with someone who has generational dirt. and that's not taboo. You see, in this existence, in this reality, what they have done is they have covered up a lot, and we have mixed and mingled with a people who are unclean, and this makes this even harder to deal with because we don't know what we get involved in. But people don't think of what they might be getting involved with because of the illusion of inclusion, but not only just the illusion of inclusion, but the illusion of that thing that you want to be included with to be something great, which it isn't. It isn't something great as we think it is. I talked about that supremacy is not so supreme because it's supreme. It's supposed to be a great thing. It's supposed to be a high thing. It's supposed to be moral, the rising people to that height, everyone. And if everyone is not at that height, it's your job as the supreme being to get them there. You know? So for centuries and centuries and generations, our people have been speaking out and speaking up and fighting for that very thing that I just mentioned, having the world be at a balance, that equilibrium to be equal, balanced out about the scales. But it isn't. It isn't. But it's up to us to be in the present. While we're in the presence of destruction, we have to be present. We have to present. We have to give this to the world. What we have within us has to shine out. Not like Jesus, but like we do, like our soul wants us to do. Our soul, we're here as a vehicle, our soul within us. We have to do the driving. They tell you that hell and damnation is something that your soul has to go through when our ancient ancestors say something different. They say the soul has not done these things. Where you go to the Bible, it tells you that you are capable of doing these things. Well, if it's telling you that's something you want to stay away from. Evidently, if it's telling you that you're capable of doing these things, that's not affirmation. That's not good affirmation. That's actually bad information, and it's working in your subconscious. It's also set up a world where you can utilize that nonsense. So the world is geared in a way for thou shalt not kill, but yet it influences you and puts you in the situations where it's not teaching you the things that you need to do to prevent those things, but it's putting you in the playpen of sin because you're already in the skin, right? So we know we're not of this flesh, you know. This is the animal flesh that we're in, which means animated, which means the physical. But we're much more than just our outer skin and outer appearance. That's why we have to be aware of what we do, go around, who we let in our hair, um, because it can mess with you. It really can. Who you let prepare your food, what you're kissing on, what you're loving on, um, who you buying your clothes, who your clothes. You got to be concerned for all those little things, everything, because it all matters. But we've gotten away from that, and you see where the world is to it. People losing their minds, you know. People losing their minds out here. And it's because of us being broken down, and we don't have our own for our own. You wouldn't have to worry about things being taboo if I was getting my clothes from my brother or my sister, and my shoes and my food. They were, from their restaurants, from their grocery stores, from their factories. You would be safe spiritually, because what happens when we take on dealing with those with dirty hands and the spiritual, we can't see those dirty hands, but they're dirty. You know. Then it becomes taboo on us, it becomes a problem for us, because we will reap as well the hardships in life and everything, the struggles, and although they intentionally put this upon us, like with the separation of the black man and black woman, it ends up being against them as well. You try to tear down, guess what? You try to tear something down, you're going to go down with that thing. You're going to go down with that thing. And not only are you going to go down with it, but it's going to cause that domino effect where everything is crashing because of energy. People don't, when you don't know about energy, you obviously are nothing but the flesh. When you understand energy, you don't go out and do things like that. You don't try to destroy anything. You stay away from those things that are not it for you, because you know what is for you and what is not for you. It's really, really tough to have those things, because we've been broken up as a people. And because we've been broken up as a people, they are broken up. You see this in-house fighting. You see a lot of different things going on in society. You see the Republicans, Democrats. A lot of people mad at the Democrats. I see signs out here in people's yard, they're mad at the Democrats. Let me see if I can find this article. Oops. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this screen. I'm kind of sleepy, so I may not be long on this thread today. The Pentagon UFO chief says alien mothership in our solar system possible. They've been saying this for years, by the way. I know NASA was complaining, I did a few years back, about how they said that there was a signal coming from the ships. They believed that's the way they think about it. And I talked about how, they're communicating, They're waking people up. They're communicating. There's a lot that they don't know, because their minds is surface. That's what they give us, is surface stuff, right? There is a possibility that extraterrestrial mothership and smaller probes may be visiting planets in our solar system. The head of the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Research Office noted in a report draft shared Tuesday. Artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that released many small probes during its close passage to Earth, an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA mission director of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office wrote in a research report co-authored by Abraham Loeb, chairman of Harvard University's astronomy department. Kirkpatrick, who was appointed as director of AARO when it was founded in July 2022, previously served as the chief scientist at the Defense Intelligence Agency Missile and Space Intelligence Center. The AARO was established to investigate unidentified objects of interest around military installations, according to a Pentagon press release. Loeb, on the other hand, gained notoriety when he proposed our solar system had been traversed by its first extrasolar visitor in October 2017 at the Time Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii detected an object moving at a speed that caused some scientists to suggest that it originated outside our system. The object's orbit also hinted at other forces besides the sun's gravitational pull influencing its movement. Scientists dubbed the object Amu Amu Amu, the Hawaiian term for scout, which Kirkpatrick and Loeb offer in their research paper as an example of possible mothership with probe capabilities. With proper design, these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar system planets for exploration. So, my thing is, those balloons that they popped or they took out of the commission, for some reason, the one they did in North Carolina, which is real close to where I'm at, right? The next thing I knew, the weather was getting really, really beautiful, really, really hot. We had the greatest weather at that time, the hottest weather when they popped that balloon. That was, but that's to be expected, right? If something is part of nature, you know. As the parent craft passes by within a fraction of Earth-Sun separation, just like Amu Amu did, the authors explained astronomers would not be able to notice the spray of many probes because they do not reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to notice them. The research paper titled Physical Constraints on Unidentified Aerial Phenomena comes following a month of intense scrutiny of unidentified flying objects, a staring trend ignited when a Chinese spy balloon captivated the nation by drifting across U.S. airspace. They're still calling it a Chinese spy balloon. 3 additional unidentified objects were subsequently found. On February 16th, Senator Marco Rubio, our Republican Florida Christian Gillibrand, Democrat from New York, and 12 other senators sent a letter to Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks and Deputy Director of National Intelligence, Stacey Dixon, calling for full funding for the AARO. The Biden administration previous funding request for fiscal year 2023 failed to fund anything beyond the office basic operating expenses. The lawmakers argued AARO provides the opportunity to integrate and resolve threats and hazards to the U.S. while also offering increased transparency to the American people and reducing the stigma, the lawmakers' letter stated. AARO's success will depend on robust funding for its activities and cooperation between the Department of Defense and intelligence community. That's a lot to read. So yeah. But it's not the way they think, right? Like I said, much sooner than later, the truth will catch up with these people. That's why we don't have to be concerned for them. And I want to show you the domino effect. Because you cannot, everything's in relation to each other. If you have dominoes, one domino falls, they all fall. Because we're in relation. They put us in relation. So there was a time in the 80s, I think it was, or the 90s, they were concerned because their children were loving our music, right? And their children, I guess what they didn't count on when they were trying to destroy our communities, that their people too would be addicted to the drugs. Their people too it would affect everybody. Maybe they did take those things into account. The powers to be. Maybe that's what they wanted. But, it's nothing for us to really be upset about. We have to move forward. We got to know that the domino effect is real. That this domino effect is real. What hurt us will hurt others. What is meant to be bad for us will be bad for the world. Now, you cannot just separate a group of people. It doesn't work like that. Because energy, if someone coming at us with bad energy, that bad energy is with them. It's not like you're doing bad energy and you pushing it out to a certain group of people. No, it's going to be with you. It lives in you and it festers in you and it will manifest out into your world, just like you manifested out into other people's world and you meant it for harm for them. Don't think that you're going to be safe from it. There's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that. So really, when you look at this being as an illusion, yeah, let me say something. It is an illusion. It really is an illusion. And we don't have to fall for that joker. So that's all I really wanted to talk about and to remind you guys about the domino effect. and talk about what the Pentagon is talking about with the mothership and then in our solar system, something that we already know. We didn't need anyone to really tell us those things. So let me see. I'm gonna add myself back in because we're gonna dance. We're gonna have a good time today. Oh, what did I do that for? Let me take this, stop sharing my screen. All right, I'm back on. Okay, let's play some old school. Okay, upbeat music. I'm going off. I'm gonna take my nap. I am very exhausted. That's so beautiful. Hey, yeah, you got to dance. You got to smile. You got to be happy in your days. You got to think about great, great things. This world was geared to have you in this language, what the words we learn, is to think about all the negative. They want, even though the words are scrambled, right? They want the main thing to stick out is the negative thing, the negative words, the negative thoughts, ideas. That's what we live around in this country. And those things are what hold you down and hold us back. So, what we have to do is be mindful, live in the present because it's a gift for us, and be mindful of those things, um, the energies that we're dealing with in this place. They're detrimental to our health and everything. So, with that said, I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm tired and exhausted. True love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul. Till next